Então, vamos entrar agora no painel principal. Eu gostaria de primeiro chamar a primeira palestrante. É uma palestrante internacional, então quem precisar de tradução simultânea é só pegar lá fora o fone, está disponível, e fazer um agradecimento especial à Louise, né, que se dispôs a atravessar o oceano para prestigiar aqui o evento. Muito obrigada, Louise. Louise Pulford é diretora da Social Innovation Exchange. Seu trabalho é ampliar a rede de organização de inovação social ao redor do mundo, hoje com mais de 1.500 atores. Louise é cogestora do Consórcio Europeu de Comunidades de Inovação Social. Antes de trabalhar na SIX, Louise também desenvolveu projetos na Young Foundation, incluindo o programa de liderança Uprising. Vamos lá. Convido também Saulo Barreto, que é um engenheiro de ideias com doutorado em análise estrutural de problemas complexos, cofundador do Instituto de Pesquisa em Tecnologia e Inovação, IPTI. Desde 2009, coordena o processo de consolidação do IPTI como Centro Internacional de Referência em Tecnologia Social em Santa Luzia, no Itanhém, no sul de Sergipe, um dos municípios mais pobres do Brasil. Bem-vindo, Saulo. E, como moderadora, eu convido a Ana Penido, que é diretora do Inspirare, cuja missão é inspirar inovações para melhorar a educação brasileira. Jornalista formada pela UFBA, com especialização em Direitos Humanos pela Universidade de Colômbia e em Gestão Social para o Desenvolvimento pela UFBA. Bem-vinda. Vamos começar com a Louise.
Obrigada. Bom dia. And that's it. I'm really sorry about my incredible lack of any other working language other than English. It's because I grew up in the UK. And we try to isolate ourselves from the rest of the world, effectively sometimes, which is why I'm really, really pleased to be here today, and which is why I do the job I do, which is a global job, not a UK-based job. So thank you so much to all of you partners for inviting me to be here. It's such a pleasure, and I know the conversation here today is a Brazilian one, and so I will keep my intervention short. But what I would like to do is just, and what I've been invited to do is just share with you some of my reflections from working globally around the world with social innovation. Do you need me to? Okay, thanks. I hope that the reflections that we have in the global work that we've done is useful for you, certainly not to copy here in Brazil, but for you to reflect on and design your own way forward here in Brazil. So I will just keep this global part short, but I'm here all day and I'm really looking forward to meeting many of you in person. So, 6. We are called the Social Innovation Exchange. It's customary to give some kind of social innovation definition at any of these kind of events. I hate to do that because you all have your own definitions, and we could be here all day discussing this, and this is not the purpose of us coming together today. But I will just share with you very briefly our perspective on social innovation. This is a kind of mishmash, a combination of different kinds of definitions that we use to just kind of get past this part of the discussion. So for us, a social innovation can be a product, a process, a service, a technology, an enabler, or a new way of thinking. And for us, the most important part of this social innovation discussion is that it improves the way that we do things in societies. They're both good for society and enhances our capacity to do things. It's collaborative, it's about doing things together, and it's about creating something that's new or better for the world. And that is the last thing I will say on the definition of social innovation. The other thing that I'm going to say is that social innovation is, of course, not new. People have been doing it for years and years and centuries. What is new, however, is, I think, in the last 10 years, there has been some language that has been put around it in the hope that people will do innovation more, that it's not some scary thing that one crazy person does in their backyard, but that it is something that more people will do. So we put some language around it, and many of you will have seen this. There are, again, several innovation process diagrams that anyone that's worked in innovation for years has and uses. This is something that we used when we developed when I was, this is a horrible microphone. I'm really sorry. This is something that we developed when I was working at the Young Foundation with a man called Jeff Mulgan. And this, we use this process because it is a way to look at different methods and tools that people can use if they're doing this kind of work. It's also a way to show the direction that we're heading in this kind of work, which is to create systemic change. And it's also a way to justify that we don't need to do everything at the same time. It's a way for us to look at ourselves as part of an ecosystem and for us to say that actually, I don't need to be doing all of these things. I can be generating ideas, or I can be supporting the generational ideas while someone else is prototyping and testing them. I do not need to be doing scaling at the same time as creating systems change. So it's a way for us all to place ourselves as well. So we use that as a process. But in terms of building ecosystems, actually, can anyone hear me if I just talk like this?
Do you want to try another mic?
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Oh, this is better. Okay, thank you. So, in terms of building ecosystems, and this is what we're here, I think, to talk about a little bit today. There are two ways we think about building ecosystems at SIX. The first one is a set of elements that are the kind of the stuff that we're all made of. So we think in any successful ecosystem, you need a combination of four things: of people, of power, of money, and of knowledge. We also think that there are different sectors involved in building ecosystems, and in a second I'll tell you about some of the work that we've done globally with these different sectors. But we really believe there is a role for business, for foundations, for universities, for governments, for innovation hubs and organizations, and of course for NGOs and for people. Before I go on, let me just tell you a little bit about SIX and what we do. So, SIX, many of you will know, is a global network. We don't actually talk about ourselves as a network anymore. We talk about ourselves as an exchange. And an exchange is really important for us because a network can sometimes be one way. An exchange means that everybody who is involved gets the same value. It's reciprocal. It's about people